Most service members think they understand the blended retirement system. That is, until I ask them about it. Can you name the three parts? If not, you're not alone, but you're likely leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. Today, I'm going to go over with you exactly what BRS, or blended retirement system, is, how it works, and how to maximize it so that you don't get screwed over later. My name is Michelle Masher-Batista with Deliberate Military Experience. Let's dive in. Real quick, before we even talk about BRS, what existed before? Before 2018, the military had the legacy high 3 pension system. And basically what that was when someone retired at 20 years of service, they got a pension. That's it. For those that served 20 years on active duty, that equated to about 50% of the average of their top 3 earning years. So how does that play into today? With the BRS, or blended retirement system, it is a 3-part program versus just a singular pension. So today we're going to talk about the 3 parts. The first main difference between the legacy system and BRS is that it has a smaller pension multiplier. What's a pension multiplier? Basically, that's the percent that the military will give you based on your years of service and your average of your top 3 earning years. In the legacy system, the military gave members 2.5%. What is it today? Under BRS, it's 2%. How does that shake out? Basically, before in the legacy system, it equaled about 50% of an active duty base pay. Under BRS, at 2%, that equals 40%. That is a downer for sure. And so that is made up in other ways under BRS. For guards and reserve members that retire after 20 years, the math is a little different, but basically it all works out so that a person under BRS, you multiply 2% times 20 years of service, that's the minimum you need to get the pension, multiply that by your years of service, and that equals about 40%. For guards and reserve, you'll have to do the conversion from points to years, and then also you multiply that by 2% times your years of service, 20, 25 years, whatever that case may be, to get that pension amount. So again, it goes from about 50% to 40% under the smaller pension multiplier, which does suck, but as you'll see, it can be made up under the third component of the BRS. The second component of the blended retirement system is called continuation pay. And I really hate this term because I think it's a bit of a misleading term. Continuation pay, in my eyes, is really a retention bonus. For those who serve and are under the BRS system, you get a retention bonus at about 8 to 12 years of service. And depending on your branch and your status, whether that's active duty Army or Reserve Navy, something like that, you'll get a different amount or percent of continuation pay, which can be thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. And so when you get this money, it's a really great opportunity if you use it appropriately. But that money can just show up into your account and you blow it on a new car. That has nothing to do with retirement. You have to be smart with it. I highly, highly recommend that if you get the opportunity to earn a continuation paycheck, that can either be in a bonus form or over the course of 3 or 4 years, that you put it into an IRA or individual retirement account. No, I didn't say TSP, which is what often I find that people think that they should do it. Don't do it. It's a big mistake if you take continuation pay and put it into a TSP account, which I know you have, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. The reason to not put your continuation pay into a TSP account is for a couple reasons. The first reason for not putting your continuation pay into TSP is that you could inadvertently max out your accounts for the year. And you might be thinking, exactly, I want to max it out. I don't want to put any more money from my base pay into it. No, that's not what you need to do. Once you max out your account with money that does not come from your base pay, the government will not match those monies. That is a big deal, which goes into the second component. of why you should not be putting your money into TSP. Once your account is maxed out, you lose that opportunity. When you lose that opportunity, it derails your plan for maxing out the third and most important part of the blended retirement system. TSP matching is basically the crown jewel of the blended retirement system, and this is for a few reasons. First of all, you already have a TSP account if you joined the military since 2018, and I know this because the government has started to give you 1% of your base pay, whether you knew it or not. That's great, but really the moneymaker is when you start to contribute money, because then the government will match a certain percent of that. So it's really free money. As long as you continue to contribute a certain percent of your base pay, up to 5%, the military will do the same. So you get 1% automatically from the government, they will do an additional 4% for you. So that is a total of 5% from them, as long as you are also putting in 5% for a total of 10%. That really adds up over time. And one of the best parts about this particular component of the blended retirement system is that as long as you stay in the military at least 2 years, you get to keep all the government matching monies, which is amazing. That is a great benefit, unlike those from the legacy system, where if they left after their first term or midway through their career, they walked away with nothing. If under the BRS, in your situation now, as long as you stay in those at least 2 years, you get to keep all the government matching dollars. And so it makes sense for you to get all those monies as soon as you can. And you do that by contributing 5% of your base pay, and so that you can get those 5% from the government. Again, if you put in continuation pay, then you cannot put in more of your base pay if you're maxed out. Ergo, you lose opportunity for the military match opportunity. It's important to note that the government matching dollars, although it will go into your TSP as planned, it will automatically go into a traditional account. What do I mean by a traditional account? If you're not versed in TSP, basically there are two forms of accounts that you can establish. One's called a traditional and one's called a Roth. Basically, one is taxed now and one's taxed later. So under the traditional account, money is taxed later, and that is where the government matched dollars will go. You can choose where you put your particular funds, your money that you put into your TSP into a Roth or traditional. That is your choice. But as of this video in 2026, it's very exciting to report that TSP has made adjustments so that the government matched dollars that automatically roll into a traditional account, you can actually move it to do a conversion to a Roth account. That's a great opportunity. There are a couple risks with that, but I think if you plan accordingly, you can work with a tax expert to really make it be a beneficial part of your plan. Basically, if you move your government matched dollars from your traditional account to a Roth, you're not at risk of maxing out your Roth because there is a certain amount you can put in each year. However, you will be taxed on those dollars. But if you are just starting out in your career or lower ranking, the few extra dollars that you pay in taxes could save you thousands of dollars from being taxed on the future when you go to make withdrawals when you retire. So just be thoughtful if you are going to go down that path, but I do think it's pretty great that you have that opportunity at all to consider, because prior to this year, that was not something you could easily do. But being able to make those conversions within TSP is something that gives you more power over your money. When I talk to service members who are in the blended retirement system, they tend to boo-hoo it because it is true, the pension portion is slightly smaller than the legacy system. But if you know how to exercise and maximize the BRS, you will easily find that you will be able to gain more than the loss from the legacy system by capitalizing and being smart with your TSP and your continuation pay. Again, consider getting an individual retirement account so that you can put your money into a compound interest earning vehicle through another agency or bank, so that you can really have many eggs in your basket. Successful users of the blended retirement system do some pretty basic things, and you can too. First of all, Definitely contribute at least 5% of your base pay to get all matching opportunities from the government. Stay in the service at least 2 years so that you are vested and can get all those government matched dollars. You never know where your career will go. Even if you have full intentions right now of staying in 20 years, life happens, family, health. Just be sure to stay in, just try to stay in at least 2 years so that you can get all those dollars without any issues. Use your continuation pay wisely. If you need to buy a house or take care of your family business, that's one thing for sure. But if you're able to be faithful and contribute those continuation pay dollars at your mid-career, you will only help yourself during your retirement years. And one more thing about the TSP. When you go to contribute to your Roth or traditional accounts, your choice, be smart when you choose which funds that you select where your money goes. Don't leave it in the G fund. I highly recommend you use a C fund, S fund, or an L fund. And if what I'm saying doesn't quite make sense, you really need to watch this next video, which will take a deep dive into TSP and how you can understand its language so that you can maximize all the opportunities it has to offer so that you can let your money grow through the power of compound interest.